suffragette movement in the East End of London, a movement to obtain the votes for women. She was at the top of a scaffold writing the words "Votes for Women" on a shop window which she had rented for the movement, and seeing the crowd as she addressed them, telling them of the need for votes for women, thereby turning the scaffolding into a political platform. What was important about this movement, as you can see from the picture, is that it was an ordinary crowd, working class crowd, as you would find in the East End of London. This was important because the then Prime Minister of Britain, Asquith, had declared that the movement for votes for women came only from the bourgeoisie and the aristocracy and was unrepresentative. My mother responded to the challenge by organizing a mass movement in the East End of London.
1912, Emmeline Pankhurst é uma das mulheres mais famosas da Europa. Com as suas duas filhas, Sylvia e Christabel, lidera o movimento das sufragistas, que reivindica o direito de voto para as mulheres. Militantes convictas, as Pankhurst conseguem mobilizar 1 milhar de mulheres dispostas a tudo para ganhar o combate. Estamos na altura em que os jornais descobrem a fotografia, o que provoca um grande aumento das tiragens. A imprensa aproveita-se dos protestos dessas mulheres que denunciam a ditadura dos homens, uma coisa nunca vista na Inglaterra vitoriana. Quanto às Pankhurst, perceberam que para sensibilizar a opinião pública tinham de falar nelas. Manifestações, cenas de pancadaria e detenções espetaculares. As sufragistas são o movimento social mais fotografado do início do século.
My mother was fully committed to the suffragette movement, and she was in fact arrested and hunger-struck 13 times.
Estas senhoras são Emmeline e Christabel Pankhurst, a avó e a tia de Richard Pankhurst. A sua mãe, Sylvia, é uma sufragista irredutível e uma socialista convicta. A maior parte das suas detenções foram fotografadas. Na prisão fez greve da fome para obter a sua libertação. Todas as suas saídas da prisão foram imortalizadas numa fotografia.
Wanting to be released quickly, she initiated a new development of the strike, whereby she refused to drink as well as to eat, thereby producing more rapid deterioration. And then, towards the end of the campaign, she realized that if she extended the hunger and thirst strike also to be a sleep strike, it would be possible to obtain much more rapid release. And of course this added a certain drama to the movement. Would Sylvia appear at the meeting? Nobody knew until she arrived.
Durante muito tempo, a Inglaterra puritana baniu estas mulheres da sua história, consideradas terroristas da primeira hora. Hoje, contudo, uma estátua presta homenagem a Emmeline Pankhurst, em pleno centro de Londres.
From 1912, their tactics changed because they thought they were getting nowhere with peaceful militancy. And that's when they became more militant and engaged in acts of violence, such as planting bombs in empty buildings, setting fire to letterboxes, getting bottles of acid and burning votes for women on golf courses. And they kept trying to think up new, more daring, more extraordinary tactics. And secondly, they were also copying the methods that men had used in the past by which they had won the vote. And they thought that if men won the vote through violence, then the women would. Women learnt many important messages from first-wave feminism. They learnt really how to stand up and fight for their own rights, how to articulate what they wanted. All feminists today will know that there's still a number of battles we have to wage and fight for. But I think most feminists today would reject the violent methods that first-wave suffragettes used.
Em 1918, as sufragistas ganham a primeira batalha. As mulheres com mais de 30 anos têm o direito de votar em determinadas condições sociais. 10 anos depois, é a grande vitória. Conquista o direito de voto aos 21 anos, como os homens.
I think this picture is important inasmuch as it illustrates her determination. Seeing the work of my mother and women like her, I have the belief that we cannot change the world much as we would like to do so, but we can change part of the world, at least certain corners of the world.